much of missing tackles. Even when you've had defenders in position to make plays, we're not making the plays.
And not one player either. Like
Exactly.
Multiple position groups. I mean, it was an issue that.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy, the Almighty One, coming at you with a very disappointing video to our playoff loss. Eagles lost the football game, the playoff game, 32-9 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who had all the momentum in this game. But before I get right into specific details of how we lost, please comment to the video, please like the video, please share the video, and please subscribe to the channel. Very much that you do. All right. Okay, then let's go ahead and get it out the way, because I don't want to wait until tomorrow to do it. I want to go ahead and do it now, because if I don't, I'll be depressed, and well, not be depressed, but I will be pissed off further than what I am now while making this video. Okay, now, this was a sad, pathetic game that we did get through witnessing, and this team had been playing this way all season long, from week 1 till the week 17, week 18 of the playoff loss to the New York Giants, and the loss carry on into this game against Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the wild card game that we had to win to go into the next round. But I kind of figured that we weren't going to make it, because Tampa Bay just came in their home turf, smacked us in the mouth, like most teams did all season against us. Not being able to recover. They got sacks against Baker Mayfield. They got the sack, true enough, but the sacks weren't enough to turn the game around for the Philadelphia Eagles. And to sit here and to tell you anything different than what you already don't know, I'll be repeating myself. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk about this specific game and what needs to be done in the offseason. So, I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen with Jason Kelce. I think he's going to call it a career. I think he's done, y'all. And you really can't blame him, because from what I've have heard, because I was done watching the football game when the Eagles allowed Hurts to get sacked in the end zone for the safety. With that being done, I was done watching the game, so I didn't see no more of it. They allowed that 2-point that 2-point safety, like I mentioned, and that just kind of set the whole tone. And for that football team in particular, I mean, they just came directly. They just came directly at us, smacked us in the mouth, pumped us around like a bunch of punching bags. You know what I'm saying? They sacked Hurts, I think, 3 times in the game. They got 3 sacks, we got 3 sacks, so it's even there. I mean, still allowing the deep passes, still allowing it. So that was a killer as well. But like I said, the safety against us was the momentum swing for them. And ever since then, they haven't stopped fighting. They kept hitting something that we didn't do. So when you allow another team to contain momentum and keep it going, you will lose the football game automatically, and that's what happened to this team. Hurts didn't throw no single pick, so that's good. But no ball fumble, which was good. And yet the Eagles didn't flat out lost the football game. They just lost. And when you flat out lose, there's no potential of winning. And so this is what happened. And hold on just a minute as they continue to say here.
I think they were 5 of 13 on third down, Tampa Bay, so defense did a good job on third down.
And the other thing, too, the Eagles went 0 for 9 on third downs. 0 for 9. Can you really believe that? 0 for 9.
I know everyone probably has a lot of questions. Please.
They abandoned the run. I mean, they did a whole lot of things, because when you would think that when Hurts' finger got hurt in the game against the New York Giants, you would think they would run the ball a little bit more. They didn't. They ran the ball. I think they said 14 times, I believe, for 32 yards. Well, actually 43 yards, but the other yards were gained by Hurts. Hurts did more run out the pocket as well. So some of y'all go to him, but all go to DeAndre Swift. So there's going to be some changes going down between now and probably I will say next month we can start hearing changes going to happen. So we'll see what happened there. But I do know that this was a sad showing of a team that made the playoffs off a 10-1 record. Like I said, everybody been talking all along saying the Eagles were lucky to win those 10-1 games. You really think about it now, it was luck. It was luck because a lot of those teams that we beat, a lot of those teams dropped the balls. Those guys dropped them balls. And that's one of the reasons why, if you go back and look at every game from week 1 up until we lost that last game against the first game against the New York Jets, you go back to that game, to those games, and the Miami game. Then go to the Chiefs, the Bills. Only team that didn't drop no balls was the 49ers. They were the only team. But then after that, the Cowboys dropped balls, Seattle dropped balls, Giants dropped balls, Cardinals dropped balls, Giants dropped balls. But those 5 or 6 games in that long stretch, team dropped them balls, but when they dropped them balls, they still won. But then see, that long stretch though.
LA Rams, the Eagles beat them. Dallas Cowboys.
Here we go.
A bunch of playoff teams, a couple that went to the divisional round. This is the team that belonged with that group. Now, the team that we saw tonight, for the majority of the night, and the team that we saw over the last month, like that was not the team that we saw beat those teams. I mean, honestly, that's not the way that they played over the month of December and into January. And that's the opposite of what we were saying in September.
That's Frank Duffy. He's right.
After those games was, hey, you know what? Like, yeah, there are things that need to be cleaned up, but this was a big win. You want to build. You want to keep climbing, so you're playing your best football when you reach this point in the season. When the temperature drops to below 30 and you're outside and you have home field advantage, that's when you want to be playing your best football. The Eagles were the opposite of that. They were playing their worst football down the stretch, and it came back to bite them.
Yes, they did.
So frustrating to watch too.
Yes, it did.
Saw the potential
This was a sad showing, sad team, no emotions, no efficiency of certain plays that need to be ran, like running the football. They lost. They just lost it. They just completely had no heart, no emotion.
Here's another thing that I hope
just bad. Just really, really bad.
From the season, because the NFL has a way of humbling you any given Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, whenever the games are played. The NFL has a way of humbling you as a team. And to a man, I wouldn't be surprised if these players look at themselves this offseason when they get some alone time and they're trying to reflect back on how this went wrong and where it went wrong at and when did it go wrong. You know, sometimes things can seemingly be a lot easier than most people expect. And what I mean by that is, over the course of a season and 11 games, they won a lot of football games, man. From the 2022 season into this season, you know, they won a lot of football games up in that 10-1 record. And sometimes you think the winning is going to come easy, right? And so it's small things that you may overlook, that you don't pay attention to. Minor details. You know, when coaches talk about detailing your work, not missing out or overlooking some of the small things, the corrections that are there. When you're winning and you have those type of issues in a game, it's harder for a coach to get to you as a player as to how to correct some of these things. So I say all this to say is that when I look at how the season ended versus where they were at 10-1, you know, it's not because this team wasn't a good football team. This wasn't a mirage. It wasn't smoke and mirrors. But only they truly know where this thing went wrong. And you can lose a game in this league. You may lose 2 games. But it doesn't have to turn into 3, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 6. So it's somewhere in there where they were trying to get this thing turned around, and they weren't able to get it turned around. And that's what's going to have to be fixed this offseason, because a lot of these players will be back. When you look, especially on the offensive side of the ball, it's a very good group of talent, a young core that you can still win with, that I still believe in. You know, getting things fixed on that side of the football where everybody's on the same page. When you listen to some of the messaging coming out of the locker room, you know, you can pick up on certain things. And when players are talking about connectivity and believing in the coaches and things of that nature, there was obviously something there that didn't allow them to be able to continue to do that. So those are things that when you get back to the drawing boards in the offseason, collect yourself, you sort of recommit to those things, and you can get those things fixed. I've been part of disappointing endings to seasons.
I was just going to ask you that.
I've been a part of that. Yeah, so I've been a part of that.
And not to mention, we had some players that got hurt. Darius Slay got hurt on one play in the fourth quarter, and he did not get up, from what I was told. And he got told he got carried out by a cart. They say he hurt his back. That's what they said. And then Goddard also had an injury, a small injury. He had his knee hyperextended while getting tackled for a loss. This is just this overall season has to be looked at as a whole, because if you think about it, this was the worst season Eagles have ever had this season. That first I can remember. This one of the worst. I mean, 10-1, but finished at 11-6. 11-6. We finished at 11-6. This was a bad season. I mean, you start off hot, 10-1, and like what they said, in just now, you win. You had a pretty good game of wins that you won in last season that carried on to this year to a 10-1 mark or 10-0 mark, only to lose to a 9-0 mark, only to lose to the New York Jets and put 9-1. Then we wound up being 10-1, the Miami Dolphins. Then played the Cowboys and put us at 11-1 before the break. No, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Let me go back. We were I think we were 8-1. I'm sorry, we were 8-1. I think we were 8-1. We finished 8-1. The bye week, then we wound up winning. Then we went 9-1, 10-1, only to lose to the San Francisco 49ers. 10-1, only lose to the Niners, which puts it 10-2. So, and that was the loss trickled after that. So,
they entered the season with a certain set of expectations because of that.
This is something that got to be looked at by the organization, the coaching staff, because there will be a shakeup, like I mentioned in the video earlier. It's just so sad that it ended like this, off a 2-point safety that was given to Hurts when he tried to run out of bounds. When he tried to run out the pocket, throw the ball away, but before he could, he got tackled. He got tackled low. He actually seen one guy coming at him on his right, and one guy coming at him in his left. So he had no choice but to hold the ball and take the sack. That called a sack for a sack for a safety. That was a safety sack. So if you think about it, 2-point safety sack is what it was. And this just really, really bad. And so we fans disappointed. We all disappointed. You know what I'm saying? They disappointed. They said Lurie had a messed up look on his face when he saw what was going on. So I know now there will be some changes. Wow.
There's a reason why people talk
a lot of injuries in out the whole season. A lot of injuries. Horrible play calling. Bad tackling. I mean, we can go on with this football team and what happened as a whole. I mean, all of that led to the demise of the Philadelphia Eagles. These got totally demised this season. This 2023 will be a season the Eagles would not want to remember ever again. Because I don't want to be talking about that no more. You know what I'm saying? So this is how I'm going to view this as. 2003 should be a season we will want to forget. I don't try to forget this season. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video because I don't want to go too long with it. Anyway, this is your boy, the Almighty Green Titans. Eagles lose the football game. We lost horribly. 32-9. Couldn't even score in the second half. We only got 9 points all in the first half. Second half, terrible.
this Eagles team. And it's
Gotta go,
also
y'all.
just to repeat success.
See y'all guys next year. More videos to come about the Philadelphia Eagles. But when I do, it's going to be about coaching changes or players leaving, players coming in. And now, time to focus on the 2024 NFL Draft. Out of here. Peace.